Hi everybody and welcome to today's sit down. Now, it is so difficult to keep myself seated because on today's episode we have the absolutely incredible, magical, the worldwide superstars, that is Spoegwolf. Welcome everybody.
Hey, thank you
We
for
are
having us.
so honored to have you guys here.
We're honored to be here. Thank you so much.
We are huge fans.
Well, thank
The dealership has 240 people, and there's 240 people outside here just looking through the window, peeping. I can see them with the corner of my eye.
Thank you so much.
Everybody's so
Appreciate
happy to have you guys here. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
for
That's an
having us,
honor
sir.
to be here.
So, my favorite question, and it's one that I always start with because I know who I was at 17, and it's nothing like who I am today because I've evolved, I've faced issues, and I've grown, I've made mistakes, and that brings you to the person you are. You guys are not this worldwide sensation at 17. If you don't mind, we dive into that question first. Donnie, we'll start with you. If we could, boom, snap the finger and the four of you at 17 come and sit here on these chairs. What are your priorities? What are you thinking about? What are you focusing on? Where's the energy going at 17?
I think at 17, I was mostly thinking about the 7th book of Harry Potter. and priorities wise, I think I was, the thing I was cared most about in the world was probably how to get the perfect tone out of a Stratocaster.
Oh yeah.
That was like,
Okay.
well, what is the perfect tone on the Stratocaster? Turns out this is the top pickup.
Okay.
And, so that, it was just, we're privileged enough to put all of our energy into music, and very lucky to be able to do that. And I'm very thankful for all of our parents and families that at that age already supported this pursuit.
Yeah.
At 17, I think I was already, we'd already been playing together for 9 years at that stage.
Wow,
We'd already
okay.
been working musicians, by technical definition. By 13, we were playing in restaurants and busking and things. So I would say 17-year-old me is very focused on music and sort of ignoring most other things. I think I'm a little bit more balanced now at 29, but definitely already on track for wanting to make music my whole life. Yeah.
Beautiful. So there was a clear vision. It's this way. Nothing else is important. All energy flows towards creating music.
I mean, we would have band practices several times a week, and we would just, I would be in a constant argument with my parents, and they would say, the band practice is not going to put a roof over your head one day.
Yeah.
And then
Look at me now, Dad.
yeah, at some
Will it?
at some point they stopped.
They stopped giving you that that discussion.
They were like,
He
"Oh,
dropped off a roof in front of their house. Here's the roof, guys.
I think the vibe changed to, oh, but you're not going to be able to do normal jobs, so just carry on."
Just carry on.
Yeah.
So you were
on,
built
lad.
for this.
Yeah,
Chris, just off camera, I found out that you edit all your music videos.
Oh yeah. That was
So
just.
not only a muso, I mean you.
He's actually a full-fledged engineer as well.
Wow.
Yeah, he built cameras that go up in space, and he built robots and stuff.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. So where in what headspace are you at 17? Are you also jamming every day or?
Yeah, I think 17, life doesn't have a lot of distractions, so you are really focused on kind of this ideal of playing in a rock band one day, and I think that was really something we wanted to do. Didn't really know how we're going to do it, but it was kind of the mission. And I think at 18, 19, we all formed what is now called Spoegwolf, and I mean, Moscow was still like 17 when we recorded the first album. Yeah. And so yeah, that's kind of where this whole idea started.
You're right, because at 17, I mean, like you said, Donnie, you know, you guys are privileged to be able to come from homes where there was stability, and there was that opportunity to be able to do what you love doing. There's no wife, there's no car payments, there's no bond, there's no roof to pay for at that age. And I mean, were you the sporty guy? Were you the quiet one?
No, I probably just bunked most of the sport periods.
Okay, so you and me would have been friends. Me and you would have been great friends at school. Okay.
Because didn't you have your own kettle at
I
the
had
music
my own
department?
kettle and coffee at the music department, and I realized soon that I didn't have to go to LO, Afrikaans, English, PT. Actually, you could have just gone home by second break. And
So that was your strategy.
Except on Fridays where they make the mass.
Yeah, mass on the last two, then you can't miss that.
Except, I mean, you were not only born with a gift, but you had the incredible dedication to master your craft. That's why you can sit here today. I mean, all of you did. So, you know, for those watching that want to bunk school, you know, unless you have that here.
Sensible kids.
Bunk school, but do something that you love in that time.
There we go. There we go. And you look like you were the sporty type. Were you playing rugby? Where was your headspace?
I was a weird kid, but at that stage, I tried every single sport that I could find. Like I did tug of war as an actual sport.
Tug of war.
Yeah, I did archery for a while
Tug
as
of
well.
war as a sport.
Yeah. I did.
Battle toe track.
Yeah,
I still have the cap.
Exactly. I did judo, taekwondo, all that stuff. But I think at 17, I was more just excited all the time, like for the prospect of playing in a band.
Okay.
And also I had this dream, and I want a wife and I want kids, and I want to be in an awesome rock and roll band, and I'm slowly starting to realize that dream. So I basically have all the boxes ticked already. So yeah, I'm just living my best life now. I'm
Beautiful.
just enjoying myself.
Every minute.
Yeah.
Awesome. So you guys went to Boys High. You're already hanging out, bunking together sometimes, most times.
Most times.
Okay.
Yeah.
You were bunking.
We ate at school. I ate at school.
Yeah, we would have been great friends, definitely. And how does the band form? Do you one day say, listen, there's an opportunity to play at school, or there's an opportunity to play at this house party? Like, how does that form? How does that journey fall into
I think
place?
that there's like 4 different people that get together that all love the craft and love the art. We just it's sort of like you get attracted by the universe. This sounds
I
weird,
think
but
and if you're like in high school and you start playing like electric guitar or something, you kind of want to grab every opportunity there is to get involved with musicians or play in. Like there was an inter-schools band where we all played in.
Against each other?
Or like no, together kind of
okay.
like it's like the backing band for the school at the sport days.
Yeah.
And there was like the church band. You guys were very involved there.
There was a drum line.
So wherever there's an opportunity to play music in front of people, I think as a kid you kind of grab it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think all of us also, we created our own opportunities to play. Like Chris was involved in organizing events, and we would put on Spoegwolf shows in Meal Theater.
Okay.
He would just play all the time, and when there wasn't a proper gig, he would just call all Donnie's parents' guests from
from the
from the
house,
braai and be like, come stand in the garage and listen.
And then you play. Amazing, because I mean what you said, your vision was clear. It's not, I'm going to go and study to become a lawyer, but also try this out. It was clear cut. You're an editor and an engineer, but you know this is what I want to do. I want to be in a band. Amazing, awesome. I've got a different question. So lots of people, especially, I mean, our viewership is from anything from, we've got 15-year-old kids, 14-year-old kids, up to big CEOs of multinational companies. If you can say there's one thing, I would love to know individually what that one thing is for you, because it's sometimes similar, it sometimes differs. If there's one thing that you could take back with you now, at the beginning of your career, you know, those shows you're doing for your for your parents' friends in the garage, what's the one thing that over the years experience has taught you that you wish you knew starting off? Then perhaps some of the viewers can take that one thing and deploy it now, and maybe you can save somebody 2 years worth of or 5 years worth of going in the wrong direction.
For me, it's the saying, the band is bigger than the music. So
The band
is bigger than the music.
is bigger than the music.
And that applies to any business. So, like in any business, the person working for you is more important than your profits, or your product. And the same in the person working with you and your partner. So the entity, us four together,
We're a
is
family, yeah.
is more important not only than the business, but even more important than the craft.
Even more important than the craft.
Yeah, so it's the only really important thing. The rest will come. The only thing you really have control over is, whether or not you're a lacquer guy with your friends.
Yeah, being present, just being present.
Yeah.
And no matter what happens, if a song becomes a hit or not, this is more important than the result.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful, understood it clearly. Very nice message. Thank you.
And also, a bottle of whiskey is not necessary to drink on your own.
Okay. Okay.
Drink a bottle of whiskey on your own.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
It's bad idea.
Yeah,
If it gets to halfway, stop.
That's a good one.
Especially not on the weekdays, except for Wednesdays.
Except for Wednesday. Okay, great. What do you think, you wish you knew then that you can take back that would help people?
It's less profound than Donnie's answer, but protect your ears. It's very
Protect
important.
your ears. I love that.
In music specifically, we've realized now how loud we have been playing and stuff. Just keep longevity and sustainability in mind.
I want to share an angle with protect your ears from our environment. We teach this to our salespeople and to our managers. Protect your ears. We use the same phrase. Protect your ears for us is, be careful of what you let in here.
Oh, that's also true.
Because there's a warrior inside you that doesn't want to necessarily hear that, the government is doing a bad job, or this person did this wrong and now it affects. Because if you allow so much of negativity in your ear, that's how your mood will be. So protect your ear is also that for us.
Just on a side note, luckily we don't even have a government in South Africa, so but there's nobody to do a bad job.
Well, just to comment on that, I think I shared with you guys. I came from America last week. I spent a week there, and just as this conversation happens, it happens there as well.
Yeah.
So a government, luckily, we're not in politics, but a government has their own set of challenges. You can't please everybody all the time. They sort of like everybody inherits, problems from the other person, and there's finger pointing, and that's not a South African thing. I think it's a global.
It is a global
problem,
thing. Yeah.
I think that part of any government's function socially is also to be sort of a punching bag for
unfortunately,
punks like us.
Unfortunately. And you need, just as much as you need, like the Democrats and the opposing party, the left and the right in the US, we need, the ANC, and we need the DA, and we need everybody to take hits at each other, because it will level them up.
Yeah, the ocean needs tides,
Yes.
But
absolutely.
just to finish the advice question, good advice, I think, for anyone who's 17 starting in music right now is don't sign a 360 deal.
Don't sign a 360 deal. So there's a story there. Can you please elaborate a little bit?
It's not advice that I wish I had, because we figured out.
Nobody wanted to give us that deal.
Yeah, it's also true. We are very fiercely independent, even to our detriment, but it seems to have worked out fine. But we do see a lot of people trading that sort of sustainability, longevity, that special thing that they have, sort of giving part of that away to sort of skip past go, or to get they're faster rather than
For that instant gratification.
rather than putting
than
in
a long reward.
rather than putting in 10 years and doing it on your own. People think I'm gonna get this shortcut, and then that ends up really coming back to bite you. So
Beautiful advice. I love it
Because people don't realize it does take, like for you guys as well in the industry, like you don't set up shop and sell 1 million cars.
no, you don't.
Yeah, it takes a lot of hard work and effort, and the first 8 years you don't make any money or anything. You just have to push on through, and hopefully one day you'll make something of yourself. We're still trying, but hopefully someday we'll make something of ourselves.
You're doing very
Yeah,
well, but I want
thank you.
if I may, may I challenge? May I challenge you guys? So you know, and it's a beautiful point you make. The band in your garage playing for, you know, for your dad's friends, for your mom's friends, is not of the quality that it is today. And it's of this quality today because you walked that journey. You didn't fast forward and play in front of 10,000 people or 8,000 people like you do. I mean, for you playing for 8,000 people is like, you know, let's go have a coffee afterwards. And that's because you didn't skip the steps. And many people want the question is always, would you like R1 million now or 100,000 Rand for the next 20 years every month? You know, some people will say, give me the R1 million, I can buy this and settle my debt. But you know, that gift that keeps on giving. It's beautiful advice. I love the angle.
I really do believe that you actually need to walk the path, like you need to walk every step.
Absolutely.
Otherwise you don't get the development, and then you don't know what to do with that, you know, platform if it's just handed to you.
Absolutely. You know, in the business world, we're doing 450 cars a month. We employ 239 people. I would love for the company to employ 2,000 people. And the reason why we don't is because I'm not good enough yet. I need to walk that road and develop the skills to be able to do that. If somebody hands it over to me, I'll cock it up, I'll screw it up because I'm not ready for it yet. So that's amazing advice. It's amazing. Thank you. What would you say? Would you?
Yeah.
Words of wisdom.
Don't eat buckets of zinger wings on the bonnet of the car.
After you finished half a bottle of whiskey.
And don't trust actors.
Don't trust actors and don't eat zinger wings on the floor. Awesome.
Don't get caught.
Don't get caught. Okay, there's
Don't write ugly words on police cars.
wow. There's a lot of inside
Don't get
stories.
caught doing it.
Don't get caught writing ugly words on police cars while the police are standing
Buying pies.
buying pies. Yeah.
So that brings me to a story Jack Parrott told us. He said at 14 he got arrested. I said, okay, why? He says, that's not important. The reason I got arrested is because I skipped rugby practice and I wasn't fast enough. That's why I got arrested. Don't worry about why they arrested me. So, what would you add?
Advice for people.
Yeah, if you could take back with you something you know today, you know, at the beginning of your career.
Well, I've two mantras that I live by. One is keep it country, and the other one is werk van die nag kom later. So it's actually two very contradicting.
Opposing opinions.
So the one is says basically werk van die nag kom later is work because the night's coming. You know, you have to put in the hours, you have to put in the work. And the other one is keep it country, just be rustig about life, basically. So that's the only advice I can give now. But also saying that, also the worst advice is advice. So I would basically say people live your own life, enjoy it.
Live your truth.
Yeah. Be true to yourself. Just enjoy life. Yeah.
Enjoy life.
Yeah.
Because it's a journey.
Yeah, it is.
It's not a destination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, they're judging me now for my weird words.
No.
Judging me.
Georgian me.
Me, Georgie, and me. Ow, bro. We just have our own little jokes on the side here.
No, it's awesome. I can see, you know, the dynamic is not fake. It's even before the interview started. I mean, there's a brotherhood here.
Yes,
It's a
no,
bond.
we're a family. We're a family.
Yeah, there's really a brotherhood, and it's amazing to be a part of it for the time that we have. I want to jump into hopefully what is on the tail end. Maybe one of these days they're going to finally remove the masks, which, by the way, overseas happened a few months ago. So anybody that has contact with anybody that has a decision over masks, think about it. The rest of the world is doing it.
Yeah.
But if you could say the one or two things that COVID has taught you, because you guys couldn't do shows, you couldn't gig. I've spoken to a lot of musos, and they all said, like, that was a boom, it was a shock.
Yeah.
Until today we could, and now we can't. So if you don't mind, what did you learn out of that experience?
For me, it was an opportunity to really grow in the way we work and think about money. I think up until then there was the idea that money, is just like there's a river that comes and you're allowed to just spend it but then you realize, a big monster can go sit in that river and block and dam it up, and if it's very important to change your perception on how money works. That's not how money works. Money is rather little. It's something you have to go get every day, and
I wish school taught us that.
Yeah,
but they don't.
No. But also in a way, the thing is that anything can happen.
Yeah, anything
basically.
can change.
And then it's up to you to not just like, shit, sorry for the swear word, but like not just like throw your pennies in a twist.
We had
just
Jack
say,
Barrow on the show. Shit is not a swear word.
Okay, good.
100%. Yeah, that's also not true. Tashay was also here, remember? She was also here.
No, but what I'm trying to say is basically like anything can happen, and if you just throw your pennies in a twist or whatever the expression is, and just don't do anything about it. Nobody's going to give you, a handout. Nobody's going to give you anything. It's up to you to make your own life. And also, like what we did, like in lockdown, we recorded 2 new albums and
almost 4 albums.
Almost 4 albums. Yeah. So it almost like we worked harder than we've ever worked before in lockdown. And we couldn't play shows, so we just diverted our attention to recording more albums. The work never stops.
It never stops.
And it's fun to work. We enjoy making music. It's not work. It's more our life. Basically, what we do, we love to make music, and we just do it.
And it was humbling to kind of you're like so busy on the road all the time playing festivals and shows, and you never see your friends and your family, and then suddenly boom, you're like stuck here at home, and you start thinking about like who I am as a person, or what's like my friends, and like what's important in life. And I think we all grew, as people quite a lot during that time.
I'd definitely say just for me personally, but I feel like everybody had this experience. There was a lot of, initially it was like a stock take, and then sort of figuring out, because I can't, run away from it by just getting on a plane and going to shows and sort of ignoring it. So there was a time of sort of working through things and figuring out how to sort of move on to the next level. And then definitely to add to what Mosca said, I think it kicked our work ethic into gear. It gave us time to focus on creating songs, which was great. And I think it taught us, how to roll with the punches and how to sort of stay on the wave.
And a lot of these skills, like Chris made beer.
Some of that pineapple beer.
He made a pineapple cider that exploded in the garage.
All tried new things, as soon as the cigarettes ran out,
and the wine does get
we all need
drank
new
wordt
livers.
It's I love this conversation because like the fact that you can sit back, reflect, slow things down, but then also that's just for a moment, and then get up again. What's next? What can we do now? What do we have control over that will ensure our success going forward? In our company, we went and looked at our tech. We revolutionized a lot of processes and procedures in our industry because we had the time to go and sit down and figure things out that we would have never figured out because of our busy schedules. And I want to touch on that if you don't mind. Like, I know you guys wake up early, travel, go, show up, do sound checks, perform, have time for the fans, sign things, speak to people. Like, what is a normal day for you guys? Because people don't understand, the level of commitment that you put in terms of time. Like
For touring.
Yeah, for touring. Like
Yeah, I
you
would
touring
say-
this week? What's happening?
This week, so we got on a flight yesterday.
What
and
time?
That was actually quite nice. It was a late flight. It was
Okay.
12
The
o'clock.
first, but me and Donnie drove from a different spot, so we were there early. Waited at the airport for like 3 hours.
Yeah, and then you get to Joburg, and Yaku picks us up in one of the Midmark buses, and then you drive to the venue, do a sound check, and then you wait for showtime.
So yeah, basically like we literally 6-7 hours on the road every day, and like play a gig. You back at the hotel. Sometimes you can't check into the hotel because nobody's there anymore because it's 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
we have a few places we in the past now we rock up to the place and like they rented out our rooms because they thought we weren't coming anymore. So we have to sleep on the floor in the foyer, and then the next morning we just get up, drive to the airport, sleep in the car at the airport, wait a few hours.
And that nobody knows about. And I've heard a beautiful quote the other day. Humble pie is fat free. So that's humble pie for you because you are on stage jamming, and I mean we've seen it. There is thousands of people that are roaring, and then you have to sleep on the floor because I'm getting goosebumps because the people thought you wouldn't show up, and then you wake up the next morning and you do it all again. Awesome.
But it's fun. We enjoy it. It's exciting life.
I can imagine. I can imagine. So if you're coming back from a show, you've had this amazing experience, shouting fans, screaming at you. How do you unwind? How do you go to bed? Or is it just a switch, like get into bed and then here we go, we sleep? Is there a ritual? Is there something you guys do?
Yeah.
Well, last night we got to the hotel and we sat and we had like a drambuie and a marula and a whiskey and each had their own little drink.
And just hang out.
Yeah, sit for a few minutes and then we go to our rooms. Albert and I shared a room last night, so you're listening to some comedian, I think.
So who snores the loudest?
Yeah, Moscow.
No, it is you.
Yeah.
So just hang out with each other, chill out.
Sometimes you restring your guitar, and sometimes you.
Yeah.
We also try to approach it, like make it fun for yourself as well. Like when we get to a spot, we always try to go to a nice restaurant to get a nice scenery, like try to experience a little bit of where we are.
Yeah, enjoy the moment.
Because like the thing is, we travel so much, you're never like in a place more than a day.
Yeah.
So sometimes we just try to like
Make the best of it.
Yeah, make the best of it. Try to enjoy it because
Even if you're tired or whatever.
yeah,
just-
we go to beautiful places. So
Yeah.
so it's nice.
Yeah. And then
Vanderbilt Park.
Yeah, exactly.
we rallied some questions from our team, and they that was a common question. Like, you spend so much time together on the road, touring, after a show. Like on days or weeks that you have off, do you hang out with each other?
Yeah.
So it's a brotherhood, it's a family.
Yeah.
I
We
think
ride together.
We
we
don't
die
have any
together.
friends left because we're always on tour.
We've got Yaku.
Yeah, thanks, Yaku. We appreciate you, man.
No, just joking. But we do actually, especially when we're not playing like shows for like a week or 2 weeks, and everyone's like, "Yo, let's have a braai. What's going on?"
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
A wedding.
Yeah.
Or a wedding, nice. And anybody here play a weird instrument, like something nobody on that side of the camera would know?
I think Albert might be.
What's a
Albert
weird?
plays everything.
What's a weird instrument?
Like something that we wouldn't
Know
normally see you play.
Well, I play the kabasa.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Any violinists here? Maybe a violin? I don't see a violin amongst
You started learning the violin.
Okay.
Playing the violin, yeah.
Still trying my best
Okay.
every now and then.
Slide whistle.
Accordion.
Donnie plays accordion.
Accordion. That's cool.
And also like that boom, 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 boom.
It's a xylophone.
Xylophone, yeah, we play xylophones, glockenspiel.
Yeah.
Ebo.
Yeah, the Ebo, yeah, that's a new instrument we came across.
But
now
that's
for the new
basically
album.
guitar, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, but
that's
like
cool.
the thing is when we record and stuff, Jurgen, the person that records us, he's amazing. But he has this box of goodies in his studio, and like with every recording, we just dive into it and see everything that is in there, and all these weird and wonderful instruments. We try to just make nice sounds on it.
For one part of one album that we made, we just recorded Moscow rummaging in the box. And
Yeah,
we used
literally, that was one of the sound bites that we used. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
You can call that an instrument. A box of stuff.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Now, another like favorite question of mine to ask people. I ask people on the airplane. I ask everywhere I go. Like, if you could consider a landmine. So for me, a landmine is something that you did step on. It exploded, but you survived. So, a mistake, maybe as a band, as an individual person, that you learned from, that you can give us the GPS coordinates so that we don't have to step in that landmine. If there's, something that comes to mind. What's a mistake that you made, but, you learn from it, that we can learn and possibly not make it?
No, I think putting money before your craft, I think is
That's a big one.
yeah.
And
So
I think
like
we all make that.
yeah, like sometimes like we're all of us we're all go into survival mode and
Yeah.
things like that. But putting money in front of music is a very, very dangerous thing. It's bad for your soul and bad for your craft and ironically enough, bad for your money.
I agree. One of the people that I met in the States is a billionaire in dollars. And he said to me, with a beautiful Barbie accent, he said to me, money is the byproduct of your sweat equity. So that should be something that happens because of the value that you add. It shouldn't be the value. You shouldn't chase that. You should chase mastery, which is, perfecting your craft and in whatever you do, even if you're not a muso. But I think that's beautiful advice. And I think 99.9% of the people out there put money first. And that's why, very few will ever get to experience financial freedom because they don't add value, they chase the money. Where you guys are adding value daily by producing amazing stuff. So I love that. Don't put money first. That's a landmine that everybody should avoid. Yeah.
I would say that escapism can be a very dangerous thing. If you try to ignore problems that you might have in yourself that you're not dealing with, or bad social situations, like sort of not facing those things immediately and dealing with them, or trying to ignore them or run away from them, is a very dangerous thing that can be very detrimental and can waste a lot of time.
Yeah.
So I'd say that is a big one for me. But then also, as Donnie said, putting money first, or putting not necessarily money, but not putting the people in your life first.
Yeah.
Is also not good. I don't know.
I agree. A crucial conversation. That's a book that we did last month, and that book says, the difference between resolving a situation and letting it escalate is time. And if you eliminate time, the chances of you fixing that problem or using escapism to get away from something by having a drink, because let's say, for example, in your marriage, not going home, going to the bar first because you don't have that bond anymore, is just adding time, and it's making you and your partner further away from each other, and you're escaping with a drink. It doesn't fix it. Just face it.
Yeah, actually, it makes it a lot worse, because
Agreed.
just because you're not looking directly at it doesn't mean the problem isn't,
It's just
there and
growing.
active. So I think a big thing is to face your challenges head on and to deal with things immediately.
Yeah. And the quicker you can deal with a certain problem, the easier it is to control. It's like I always say, think of it as a fire. An unhappy customer is a fire that's starting. If you leave that fire, it's going to be a blizzard in a few days or weeks or whatever it takes. If you can go and just make them happy, it's done. Awesome. What about you?
I don't know. Maybe it probably links with the COVID thing, but I think if you're not humble and like if you start taking what's happening for granted, and just assuming that people will always come to your show and you don't prepare for something that might just stop everything, then you should always like kind of take really have respect for the industry and the people coming to your show
And show up prepared because they spent their time and money to come and see you not deliver on the product. That's amazing.
And be adaptable and always be sort of on top of figuring out what you need to be doing rather than just expecting things to
happen.
Yeah.
Well, a big landmine for me would be do not enjoy life. Life is short, and if you don't stop and look around for a while, you might just miss it. So.
Yeah, it's a journey. It's a journey. Awesome. Best advice you ever got from someone? Best advice. Just your Instagram post.
Best advice I've ever received.
Yeah.
From my dad is meneer jezelf ernstig opnemen. So don't take yourself so seriously.
Don't take yourself so seriously.
I mean, if we're going with dad advice, you never, you're not better than anybody, so never carry yourself that way. I mean, always have respect.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Best advice. I don't know.
Don't read the books at all.
Maybe just like do what you love and like try to make it work. And then if you are passionate about something, you can.
If you put in the effort.
Yeah.
For me, it would be keep it country.
Keep it country.
Yeah.
Love it. If you guys could spend a day with someone, anyone, dead or alive, who would it be? And one question you'd ask them.
I'd spend the day with this band right here.
Okay. What would you ask the band? You have an opportunity.
What are we having for lunch?
If it was someone outside the band.
Outside the band?
Yeah.
I'd like to see my wife now.
Yeah.
Like we don't see them a lot. So
I can imagine. That's tough.
Yeah. So I'd love to spend more time with them.
Yeah, that's pretty much the only answer I would have been able to give. It's like I'd like to spend the day with my partner.
A full day with your partner.
Just when neither of us has to.
Yeah, but I'm sure you guys have had that conversation, and you won't be, in my opinion, I mean I don't know you outside of this, but you won't be as successful unless you have a very good support team. At home as well. If your partners don't support you, you won't show up and make magical music. It won't be that good. Yeah, awesome.
I would say maybe like a nice bride with friends and family is kind of a lot better than spending time with a stranger.
Okay. Okay.
No, same here. Family.
That's an awesome answer, eh? And I wouldn't say, because you know what we see is those outgoing, let's extroverted, let's meet people, let's go, let's let's perform. But in fact,
we do that a lot, and it's nice
you need that balance.
Yeah.
You need that balance. If you could be a fly on the wall in a room, like what room and who's in her room? Who would you want to overhear? That's a nice one.
I like that one.
Who wants to take that one first?
Speaking about Jack Barrow now, I want to see what happens in the Barrow Palace, which is Jack Barrow's house in Cape Town. Or just like the conversations going on there.
I would like to be a fly on the wall at the Barrow Palace's neighbor's house.
Oh, yes. To say, here we go again.
See the conversations happening on that side.
You know, when I asked him, like, what do you do to chill out? He said, you know, friends, we're quiet. There's no music. We just rest there, have a
Build
bar,
Lego.
You know, build Lego. Yeah, that type of stuff. Yeah. Your turn, sir.
Fly on the wall.
Who would you like to eavesdrop on?
Eavesdrop. Let me see. I would like to eavesdrop on our conversations.
Okay.
See from a different perspective.
On both, before the whiskey and after the whiskey.
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
Cool.
Just see what happens actually. You know? Oh, it'll be fun.
Awesome. First car. What was your first car?
Mine was a Jimny.
A Jimny?
No.
Nice. Any interesting story?
Well, I rolled it.
Wow.
Yeah. So my first one was
Nothing much. I just rolled it.
Yeah.
What about the Legend Blue?
Oh, but that was my grandfather's car.
Tell me you didn't roll his car as well.
No, that car's still going. Yeah. So we had a blue Kia. That's in a lot of our music videos.
Okay.
It's still going. It's amazing.
Yeah, that car's like almost 60 years old.
Imagine if you're dating a girl and you rock up to her parents' house in that car. They weren't impressed with
The
me.
windows can't even open.
Yeah, they're like, who's this guy? Like, what do you want to do? I want to be a musician. I don't think there was a mom who allowed their daughters to spend time with me.
Yeah, that's the first impression. What was your first car?
Silver Jetta.
A silver Jetta.
Oh,
nice.
We even drove that thing all the way to Pretoria.
All the way
Put a tow
from
bar
Paul.
on. Yeah.
Paul Wellington.
The steering wheel didn't work anymore, so it was moving the whole time.
No, we had to we cut up magazine in half and
put
stuck
it
it under the
steady.
Yeah. We went Paul Wellington, Eastern Cape. We went to Kirkwood. We went to East London, I think, Jeffreys Bay, and then Pretoria and Bloom in that
toured
Jetta.
the whole country, eh?
In the Jetta.
And then it died.
Yeah,
Then
it
it
was
dies.
pretty old. I think there was at a stage, I think I was sharing a car with my sister. It was like a 1996 Ford Fiesta, which was falling apart a little bit, but it got you from Stellenbosch to Paarl. And
Stellenbosch to Paarl.
actually we took it to the Eastern Cape. We are out touring and to PE once.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had a Mercedes-Benz 190 E series.
Oh, the
So it was-
190, the short one.
yeah,
That's a
it
cool
was-
car.
But like a classic, old vintage.
It was a classic, but there was only like 200 of that specific edition in the country at that time. Yeah, but it was classic. But I drove it until it couldn't drive anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, the brakes started failing like on the highway.
That's not good. That's not good.
yeah, but it was a nice car.
What's your dream car?
Dream car, Land Cruiser.
Land Cruiser.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like a khaki one.
Nice.
Yeah.
The pickup?
Yeah. The
nice.
bucky.
The
Yeah,
bucky.
definitely.
I would just really want to fix my Polo.
You just want the Polo to be fixed.
Yeah, and I want to just paint it like Vanta black.
Okay.
Because the car that I have is my dream car. If it was just
Working.
if it didn't have a big dent in the side of it, that would be great.
Maybe like a vintage Porsche, like Targa or something
Oh,
like that,
nice.
like a classic
Bad
car.
boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 911.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Ford Mustang.
A Ford Mustang. Love
The
that.
classic. Yeah. The shit with the Shelby.
Oh,
Like
the
with the-
older one.
Yeah, with the fastback, and
That's a cool
that's
car.
my car. There's actually a picture of the back of it.
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah, we love it. We love it. And then, are any of you big readers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You love reading. What's your favorite book?
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter. Nice. Awesome.
Rather anything Jerry Salinger from for Esme with Love and Squalor, I think.
Raise High the Roof Beams.
Yeah, it's like this, like one of the American greats. Wrote very few things, but I like him a lot.
You like that genre.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm reading Thud by Terry Pratchett right now. I'm like a very big fan of the Discworld series. We don't have another 2 hours to talk about it, so I'm just gonna.
Awesome. How about you?
Fundamentals of electromagnetics.
Oh wow,
I'm just joking.
That's
I'm
way.
just joking. No, I don't know. I don't.
But
read
you are
so
an
often.
engineer, so
You try to get me to.
I
read
did read a lot of textbooks, but I haven't read novels very often. Yeah.
okay.
I love Harry Potter, but I must say my favorites are the back of the cereal boxes.
Back of the series. That's your favorite.
No, Harry Potter all the way. Obviously, Lord of the Rings and yeah.
Awesome.
I
You love that
like
genre.
fiction novels. Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay, guys, what's coming up next? Like, where can we see you? Where can we experience this energy? Any new albums planned? New singles planned?
We're actually going overseas now for the
Yeah,
first
it's
time.
the first ever
First ever overseas trip.
Yeah.
Where are you
Yeah.
going?
Amsterdam, London, and Dublin. Yeah.
And also maybe New
yeah, there's also
Yeah.
maybe New Zealand.
And
Yeah.
New Zealand too as well.
Yeah, so we're clapping them all in 1 year. It's going to be amazing.
Awesome.
Beautiful.
Mm.
Beautiful. Can't wait. And I'm sure the fans in those countries
Yeah.
can't wait.
Yeah,
either.
We hope there. Yeah.
No, I definitely know. Definitely know. Guys, it's been absolutely amazing.
Awesome.
The-
Thank
the-
you.
The depth of the conversation was amazing. The quality, you guys are rock stars. That's
Thank
all
you.
I'm gonna
Appreciate
say.
it.
That's,
Thank you.
what you guys are.
You're awesome. Thank you.
Thank you so
Appreciate
much.
it.
It's been an honor, and I'm sure all your fans have loved this interview and that angle that hopefully we took that no one else has. Thank you very much.
I appreciate it. Thank
All
you.
the best. All the best in the future.